everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Nerd Soup. I'm Bo Oliver, joined here today with Aaron, the Nerd Soup Monkey, and featuring Nash a little bit later. Welcome back to another episode of the Nerd Soup Podcast. Fun day. A lot of stories to talk about, some box office, some movies that we've been watching, some recent movies. And you can listen to this podcast on YouTube, iTunes, Spotify, Google Podcasts, all the homes for podcasts, and follow us on social media at Nerd Soup, Bo Soup, Nerd Soup Monkey, and Anthony JQ Nash. That's his at. Yeah, we're going to start off, like I mentioned, with a movie review. We're going to talk Eternals. That will just be me and Aaron. And then Nash is going to be joining us, like I mentioned, for The French Dispatch. So we've got two movies to review. I know you saw Spencer.
Yeah, we could talk a little Spencer. We both saw My Hero. Look at us, seeing a lot of movies.
Well, no one else saw Spencer, so we can't talk Spencer.
Well, I can just be like, oh, I saw Spencer. This is what I liked about it.
Okay,
Good
yeah.
flick.
You want a little solo?
I won't go too deep.
Okay.
People probably want to hear me talk more, but if no one else sees the movies, I'm the only one putting in the work, then I don't know what to say. It's disappointing for not only me, but the fans. Princess Diana,
It's definitely disappointing for the fans, because they definitely want to hear my thoughts on a movie like Spencer.
The family's been through a lot.
Venom, Let There Be Carnage, that's a movie you have to see. That's more your speed. But Spencer, a bit more methodical,
me
little
or the
history.
fans?
The fans know I like history.
Ooh,
they know I'm a big
that's disrespecting to
English monarchy.
You're
guy.
saying the fans, they can only watch Venom? They're not good enough to watch Spencer?
No, I'm saying the fans don't expect you to watch Spencer. So it's kind of just...
It's
like you didn't watch it.
Don't
I
talk
did.
down to me like that.
I was doing that. That's what, you thought I was talking down to the fans. I would never do that.
Spencer's right up my alley. You kidding me?
Did you see Jackie? Yeah, I didn't think so.
Yeah, 42, right? The Jackie Robinson movie? It's a good movie.
Natalie Portman can do anything, huh? She's quite the talent.
Surprised she didn't get canceled for that.
Yeah, Scarlett Johansson would have gotten canceled, not Natalie Portman. There's just something different about her. They respect her intellectually. She knows that it's wrong. Scarlett doesn't. Scarlett's still trying. Why are we pitting these in this fucking fantasy? Let's go to Eternals. The new Marvel movie, it's been pretty divisive, probably based on critic scores. The most divisive movie that the MCU has ever produced. Fans seem to like it way more than critics do. But I was surprised, going into it, I thought that it was going to be a movie that was a bit boring, because that's kind of what the bad MCU movies are. They're just boring. They're just misses, They have their formula, so they're never going to stray away too much. But I enjoyed this. I mean, it definitely has problems. It's a movie that needs that 2-hour, 30-minute runtime, because there's so much to get to with all these new characters, their abilities, and what they're dealing with, the philosophical implications of all their decisions of being Eternals. And it's a layered movie when it comes to its themes. There's just a lot here, and for the most part, it does work for me.
I liked it too. While I was watching the first act, or like the opening, I was like, ooh, no, this is not going to work for me. I'm probably not going to like this, but I think the movie, as it progressed, got a lot better. I think in the beginning, it was just a little disjointed at times, just trying to, like you said, introduce all these new characters, and I felt like a lot of their chemistry was off. I felt like a lot of their the dynamics between the characters, something was just off in the beginning. And I think as the movie progressed and they took their times with things and developed these relationships, a lot of that felt more natural to me. And that's when I started to invest in these characters. Because at first I was just like, whoa, you're throwing a lot at me. I don't feel like these characters know each other. I don't feel like these characters have any type of relationship. But when they kind of separated them and they were doing, not to spoil too much, but in the beginning they're, getting the team back together, that old thing. And I felt like while they were doing that and picking up where they are in present day is when you got to know a lot about these characters and where they've been through the use of flashbacks. And that's another thing too. I think the use of flashbacks in the beginning were very abrupt and kind of threw a lot of it off for me. But they got fewer and far between, but I think more impactful as the film went on. That's when I started to really invest in the characters, and it is a very character. I think more than some other Marvel movies. It's very character driven, and it relies a lot on that. And I think as that got better, the film itself got better.
It's funny because Kit Harington didn't have much screen time in this, but I thought he ended up being the best part of it. I thought he was very delightful and funny in his limited scenes. We have all these new superheroes with their cool powers, and it's Kit Harington who comes away leaving the strongest impression, at least for me. I hope that's a character that we can see in like the Blade movie coming up. But that's, it's the love triangle at the heart of the movie between Cersei, between Dane, and Icarus.
I liked Icarus.
Of course,
I think I just like Richard Madden.
Maybe, there's something about that jawline.
Fucking sharp.
It is sharp. And actually, I thought I could have gotten more out of the Icarus. I wanted more out of the Icarus character, because I think the non-linear structure, I enjoyed that. I enjoyed the way that the story unfolded, going to these different points in time and how it impacted the Turtles as humans, because even though they aren't humans, they were created by that celestial Asherin. The movie explores the way that they connect to humanity, and the different aspects that they love about it, which goes back to their programming, but still the way that they blossomed over 5,000 to 7,000 years. But see, Icarus was a character, they fucking call him Superman in the movie, which was pretty awesome. I always wondered if DC Comics existed in the Marvel Universe as just the regular comics. Evil Superman. So it's been done a lot. He was never intimidating to me, because he never, and this may be like a nerdy thing, but he never had his OP moment where they demonstrate he is clearly the strongest. So if he did turn on them, it could be, oh, this man's about to massacre his family.
Right.
I thought he was good in the role. I wish we could have just got more of an intimidation factor from that character and a better relationship between Icarus and Cersei. Right. I think her relationship with Dane was a lot stronger.
Right. And I guess we can get into some little bit of spoiler. So time
It'll be
codes.
In the title. Yeah.
Yeah, just skip to the time codes and you'll see. Many people have said this, but when I was watching it, the Cersei, Richard Madden, Kit Harington thing, I found to be pretty funny. I don't think I needed, because I don't think he was evil Superman. I don't think he was an evil guy.
No. I'm not saying that. But I was never convinced he would act like he could do anything about it.
I think in the beginning,
they beat the crap out of him.
Yes,
they 3-on-1'd him, and he never fought back to a point where I thought.
I kind of like that. Like, he wasn't so much better than the rest of them. Like, they really worked as a team, and I think when you break down their individual skill sets and their powers, they all it's like building your perfect team. You need a basketball team. You need someone to bring the ball up. You need a sharpshooter, a big man. And I feel like they all fit together for what they had to do. Not all of them were fighters. Not all of them had to rely on their strength. I think he was billed as the strongest one, but Omni-Man and Invincible, I don't think I needed him to be just so much better than everybody else.
I don't need so much better, but there was never a point where I thought he was going to win. I liked where the story was going. I liked when they revealed that he killed Ajax. I was like, oh, this is getting good. This is getting a bit soap opera-y. And like you said, he's not an evil character. He is, he's a tragic character. His ending was super sad. I thought that was one of the more fucked up. It's on the nose, but
flying too close to the sun.
It is what it is. I thought, I was wondering where does this character go from here?
Now they
and
say
once
that,
he made the face turn, I thought, oh, they're just going to kill him. But he kills himself. It's sad.
Now they say that he inspired the legend of Icarus.
Yeah.
So I guess he was just yo, I got to do what they, say.
Well,
they
said
story.
Sprite made it up.
Ah.
Yeah, it was one of the stories that she had made up.
So he's like, oh, I guess I'll just do Sprite's ending.
Yeah, it's it relates to the real world, and I think it fits the character as well. He's the only one who can fly, and
but I didn't.
It's a tough burden. I don't want to get too hung up on that. I'm just saying I wish he was a bit more intimidating.
But I think
because the movie doesn't have a villain that I feel is going to succeed.
Right, and
I like all the questions that they were grappling with. Should we kill the Celestial? All these other billions of planets won't be born. So it's the philosophical dilemma here is pretty neat to watch it unfold.
Yeah, and I like that aspect too, and that's why I didn't really need it to be more of physical strength, his physical strength versus the rest of theirs. I think
but it's also an action movie.
True, but that's why I enjoyed the third act so much. Is it not so much that it was action packed and there was a lot going on. I felt like watching these characters deal with these philosophical dilemmas. Obviously they do it through the action set piece in the third act, but they're grappling with that, and that's why they're in this conflict to begin with. So it wasn't more about the action and who can beat who and how powerful one of them is. I just thought what they were fighting for and how they're going about it was something that I really enjoyed.
When people say Superman's not interesting, this is how you make the character interesting, where he's the last one. We all agree that this is the right thing to do, But at the end of the day, since he is the strongest, he is going to decide. Like I said, it's more of a nitpick, but I think a bigger problem, which would have made the movie better, is if Gemma Chan and Richard Madden had a bit more chemistry. And I don't know if that was a writing issue. Sometimes actors don't really mesh, but when you, just like I said, the scenes that she has with Dane were so much better. And I kind of like how they felt like on a rock. Pretty uncomfortable. I like how they felt like Marissa made this point on
the rock into like a nice little padding for
waterbed.
Her. She can do that.
It's just sand.
Yeah.
I liked how they felt. Marissa made this point on Letterboxd that it was like Shazam 2, that they feel like an adopted, dysfunctional ragtag group at times because they were just manufactured for this mission. So they're kind of just coming into their own over the span of thousands and thousands of years. So their chemistry or lack thereof, it worked for me because it felt real. Like they were a family that they don't always get along, but they do genuinely care and love each other. And that was so present throughout their interactions. Like you said, when they do put the band back together, this is, to me, it felt like a group that truly did love each other. The relationship between Gilgamesh and Thena, it is kind of platonic, but he's doing it because it's natural for him, because he sees someone that he loves in need of this protection. And I thought that was very sweet.
Talk about a cop-out, though. It's like, everyone thinks, he's such a good guy, Gilgamesh, for, trying to help Athena. He's like, yeah, but like, you also got to spend eternity with Angelina Jolie. He knew what he was doing.
He knew what he was doing when he volunteered for that job.
Yeah.
It's not Katniss.
I'm taking that job.
Right, a Richard Madden, right? You get to spend 5,000 years with Cersei. And his reason for leaving her was also heartbreaking, that he didn't want to be the one to tell her what they're really there to do, because Cersei, she ends up becoming the lead and the leader of the Eternals. She was the one who loved humanity the most out of all of them. I thought she was also a good character. Like they all were good in their roles. I wanted more of them.
Right.
It's a shame that it isn't a series, but all the moments and the scenes of their individual quirks and personality traits I thought were really well done.
Yeah, I agree. And I think like I said before, like once the story was more linear and they kind of were all getting together and you got to really see them interact after all this time, I thought I got more out of their reminiscing or their like coming together than I did from a lot of the flashbacks in the beginning. I think, what was his name?
Druig?
Barry? Druig, yeah. I like his character's dilemma. All of them had like very interesting dilemmas because of the situation they were in, and I think him, like, that's something I felt like was actually pretty well done, which I didn't think so in the beginning, but like now that I'm thinking about it more and more since seeing the movie, but being in a position where you can stop all this from happening, but you're just not allowed. So everything bad that happens, he puts on himself. I found that to be like an interesting wrinkle to this eternal life and having these powers. So I enjoyed that character. Potential Emperor's son, right? He was rumored.
Yeah, no, there's rumors that he may be in Dune Part 2, the Baron's nephew.
Oh.
Yeah,
whatever.
Play the counterpart of Chalamet. Yeah, he was great in that role. And like you said, his dilemma, I think his felt the most personal out of all of them, even more so than Cersei, because he had this, and that was also clever, the way that they would use their powers to relate to their dilemmas. Phastos, I think that was his name, played by Brian Tyree Henry, who was so excited about helping humanity develop all these technologies, and then eventually he becomes broken by it because of what happens at Hiroshima. So he just settles down. But still, even though he turns his back on helping humanity, he still wants that family life, the husband and the kid. He didn't turn his back on loving other people. It's exactly why his husband pushes him to go back with the Eternals. He's like, I know how you're feeling. I know deep down how you truly still feel about humanity. It really was like the whole movie. It was embracing being human and all of our flaws and our struggles through the eyes of gods. Mm-hmm. And I think that's why the overall concept, I just like seeing the gods, the Greek gods or the Roman gods or wherever you want to go, how they interact with the real world or their impact on it. Mm-hmm. So those stories are I'm always naturally intrigued by those stories.
Kumail, I enjoy Kumail in this movie.
He's so funny. He's one of the best comedic performers we have today. And his valet.
Well, he's not relatable anymore because like he's just fucking yoked. But like I find like his humor, like his observation, and his like just I don't know, he's just like a very likable on-screen presence.
Yes.
And like
the way he whispers his jokes.
Yeah.
And like I said, his valet, the way that they were filming them walking into the ship. It's just Kumail Nanjiani narrating a homemade documentary with Angelina Jolie next to him.
Yeah, a lot of like
dressed as the goddess of war.
A lot of the Marvel like running gags I typically get sick of. His cameraman showing up or having like a new camera every time was so fucking funny.
So
to
funny.
me.
Yeah, it really was. It didn't get old.
And even like when he kills one of the deviants and he's like, "Did you get that?" And at the end, it's like, "I think I did."
Yeah. He's like, "I did, sir."
In the background, that was hilarious. But yeah, like now, like he's funny now. He has like that charm, like
where
confidence.
Did he go?
Like,
in the, where was he in the last fight?
He's hanging out with Wong.
Yeah, he pulled a Wong.
Him and Wong just went out like and did their own thing.
At the end of the movie, when I saw him helping Sprite move, it's like, where did he just cut out? It's like, no, you guys take care of that. I've done enough. He's like, I did the most to get into shape, and I'm gonna step out of the last.
That's kind
fight.
of interesting though. Like instead of picking a side, just sitting this one out.
Yeah, and there was a lot of that where it wasn't. I mean, first of all, the image of the Celestial coming out of the Earth at the end is so fucking epic. I mean, and some of the landscape shots in this movie, I mean, that's why you get Chloe Zhao. That's her signature style. But those images on the beach at the end, to me, that was just so majestic. And so it's such a cool landmark now within the MCU. You know, if you go to the Arctic or wherever it was, you're going to see the Celestial just frozen, you know, in a catonic state, or they say it's killed.
Well, who's the other speedster? What's her name?
Makari.
Okay. Another great, like, I think all the characters are really, like, were very good. And, she's fast.
She is super fast. When they told her to find the Celestial. And her relationship with Durag was very sweet. I was wondering where, because she's the last one that they bring back into the fold, and she's just on the ship ready to go home. You know, classic speedster, super bored, wants to get it over with. But it was clever in the way that they all needed to play their role. Mm-hmm. It wasn't of course the Avengers come together because they were needed, but here it's like it's more destiny, it's more fate.
Yes.
Even if they were manufactured by these celestial beings. And even the Deviant, man. I thought the Deviant, when he became sentient and started walking on two legs and flirting with Angelina Jolie, I was like, I don't like this guy.
When she cut him up, I think that was like that was a good... It
was an epic moment.
Yeah.
How epic was she, though?
Cheered.
She was just a great presence. She's
Angelina
such
Jolie.
A legend. Yeah.
Yeah, she is very good. And like this... I wish we that's the one drawback, because I did like all the characters, but you didn't really get to spend time with a lot of them. And her having to deal with whatever, like the fact that she can snap at any time, added an interesting wrinkle. And even just like that, the
whole memory debacles,
which all of them really have to deal with, because that's what happens to them, because they've been doing this for eternity and they just keep getting erased and erased and erased. But
she's like a 2013 iMac that's running with the fans.
Yeah,
you need to wipe that computer.
So like that's an interesting, like, it's not death, but it is in a lot of ways. What are you without your memories? So yeah, like, and Gilgamesh is like that being enough, and that being like so important to all of them, probably, that he's dedicated his life to staying with her and making sure that they don't have to resort to that. And then with Sprite too, like, that's everyone's eternal, but she's stuck as a kid.
Yeah,
Not
a lot
mentally.
of people hate that character.
Sprite?
Yeah. I think a lot of people felt that she was an unnecessary character. I didn't mind Sprite. Wasn't my favorite. Didn't think that she
Burger
was
King
as bad
Sprite?
as other people said.
It's still Sprite, but it's not
more of a Sierra
McDonald's.
Mist guy. The same thing.
No.
With all these characters, there's a lot of exposition, but with the exposition, obviously we're learning more about how they came to be and what they actually do. But it's how they feel about all this, and it's the questions, these really big questions that people ponder on rooftops, looking up at the stars, and it's done in a way through their actions. So with someone like Sprite, just making the move to go with Icarus, and it is because of how she envies her fellow Eternals that they can live as adults, and she's just going to be stuck as an adolescent. So some people were saying the relationship or her feelings towards Icarus were weird, But I don't think it's creepy. I think it's more like a crush, you know? It's kind of like the kid who worships a pop star.
But it's like, all right, yeah, she's in a 14, however old she's supposed to be body, but she's been alive for thousands and thousands of years. So mentally, she's on par with all of them.
Right, but it's
just
also
your physical body isn't up to, like, just never developed, like, or not developed because they were just made that way, but
why are people's minds taking it to a place where it clearly doesn't even go, nor does it hint at? Yeah. It's the part that bothers me. Because it's done in such a way where it doesn't come off as something that's inappropriate. It's like the way that people always have to take it there, to me, is sometimes problematic.
Because it's hard even to, like, not to treat, like, when you look like a kid, like, so obviously I think people are just going to treat her like a kid, and after thousands and thousands of years, that probably gets really fucking sick and tiring.
She's seen some things.
Look at Hospital. He's like 18 years old, and people treat him like a baby.
Very true.
He's probably fucking livid.
What did you think of Salma Hayek as Ajax?
I think that, like...
She's there to be Mrs. Exposition.
Yes.
But she's a very comforting presence. I can understand why they were so loyal to her. She does play the motherly figure very well.
And why I didn't really like the first act too much is her exposition. I felt like it was very clunky at times.
Yes.
I don't think a lot of it was delivered. It was too much to, like, actually sit there and I think for multiple characters too, deliver, like, good performances while giving these information dumps. And I felt like that's, like, where a lot of the disconnect I had with that was. Like I said, a lot of that subsided as the film went on, but I think it was very apparent in those scenes, and she was more part of those scenes than the rest of the crew in the beginning, because she kind of took a back seat for the rest of the movie.
It's a performance that, like you said, it's exposition heavy, so you're not going to get great emotional moments out of it because you're just listening to her because you need to be filled in. Mm-hmm. But it was cool to see Salma Hayek in a role like that. And you know, a lot of people, this was spoiled for many. Harry Styles coming in at the end as Eros.
Dude, that was fucking terrible, the CGI.
I kind of like how bad the CGI was.
But, like,
maybe they ran out of budget.
I don't know what that was.
Why not just get, like, an actor?
That was like a cartoon in the movie. Like, it was weird.
Yeah, it was weird. Uncanny Valley. Because it was trying to be a real person, but it wasn't. It was clearly CGI.
Right, like Howard the Duck is just the duck.
Right. I'll tell you what, Harry Styles may need to go to acting school. It was a short scene, but he wasn't very impressive.
Don't say that.
Oh, yeah, that's actually true. You know what? He was great. He's fantastic.
Be fucking pissed.
He is... I know people must be confused why how is he Thanos' brother, but Thanos is half eternal, half deviant. Yeah.
I also think, like, I think the reason why Thanos was so mad all the time when he became the Mad Titan is because, like...
Because that pretty boy's his brother?
Well, yeah, it's like, well, my brother is Harry Styles, and I'm a big purple idiot. I'm, like, abnormally big. I can't fit into doorways. I'm purple. Like, I have this weird chin. I gotta look at Harry Styles the whole day, you know, picking up all my crushes.
That could be it.
I think so.
Where the hell was that man when Thanos was causing a ruckus?
Boarding school.
Also, Thanos was really throwing a wrench in the Eternals plan too. You'd think that they would have stepped in at the end, like, okay, guy, you made your point here.
That's what I was thinking.
Give me the glove.
It's like, we need intelligent life, and we just let this man wipe out half.
Like, hey, well, a little misdirect from the trailer, right? The energy that they brought back, whatever. But that was Ajax, doing the bidding of these Celestials for millions and millions of years. Like we said, it at times it didn't feel like there was a wrong answer. And even Kumail Nanjiani's character sitting out at the end, he was the one who made the argument, like, hey, we may be sacrificing billions more. So that's really what stands out about the movie, is the questions and the themes that were being presented to us and the characters. The second post-credit scene features Kit Harington. We didn't see him with the sword. That's his character from the comics, the Black Knight. He's got a magical sword and other magical items. And we hear the voice of one Blade, played by Mahershala Ali. Couldn't just show him.
Was it?
Yeah, it was.
Confirmed?
Yeah, it was confirmed.
So I was like, who is that?
So that's why I mentioned at the top of the review, maybe Kit. I would love to see Kit in that movie. Supporting role. That'd be awesome.
I think there's rumors of that. That's what I was wondering this whole time. I was like, wait, isn't he supposed to be like a superhero? He's just, running around.
Well, he had that line at the end. He's like, my family history is kind of weird. And then Chan gets kidnapped by a Celestial.
What are the odds?
You know what? It's funny that they sent them all on their way to find the other Eternals, and now they've been kidnapped. It's like they got to do something with these characters by the end of this movie, because you can't just have them out there.
No,
you know,
of course not.
Because they're so. I imagine eventually they'll be brought in for the Infinity War of Phase 4, where it's like, oh, Kang's unstoppable. We need Cersei, and we need.
Well, that's the thing too. Like with how you talked about with Icarus, they were all like very powerful. Don't get me wrong. But, like, it wasn't to the point where I'm like, oh, they're just a problem for everybody else. Like, there's nothing, like, we haven't seen before. I think, like, Captain Marvel, Thor, like, they do a good job of, and I think some people, this could be a complaint, too, like, nerfing characters, but I think they do a good job of keeping every character, like, on relatively the same level, where it could be believable that if they got into a scruffle, like, someone can hold their own against them, or, you know, there's not too big of a discrepancy between each individual powers, save maybe just like, you know, I don't know who sucks.
Hawkeye.
I
would love to see
Icarus,
Cersei and
Black Widow and Cersei. Like, obviously there's huge in there, but like I think they each did their own things. But like to the middle tier, to the high tier, I think there's still like a little bit there, like where you can be like, it's just not, it's not like just two different ends of the spectrum like it would be with Superman and like DC, the DC world.
Me and you debating a movie. You want to put like maybe you and Nash.
Succession was fucking great.
Oh,
this morning too.
God,
I woke up.
Bounce that mic. That was so good.
Succession.
Yeah.
It's such a great show.
That scene between Greg and Tom had me fucking pissing myself.
That in the beginning of the episode when they're talking about the birds or whatever, he was I forgot what he was saying, but Greg was just like cock-a-doodle-doo. He's like, all right, go out there, big bird, go get it.
I think the funniest thing was
Greg scene with Logan too.
Was Greg, with Logan when he's trying to like strong arm him a little, and like immediately he just gets fucking shut down.
Yeah.
It's like, Greg, come on. He's like, oh, sorry, sir.
He's like,
my bad. He's like, I could chug this, you know. I could do that, right?
Logan's like, what do you want? He's like, what is there to give? He's like, that's not how it works. Greg's like, well, what if it was how it works?
It was so fucking funny. I was in a little dilemma because Dexter just came back too, and like obviously I think Succession is right now is the better show, but something for the nostalgia for Dexter coming back. I was like audibly like yelling at my TV during that episode, but luckily it's for some reason it streams starting Sunday but airs at 9, so I can just watch it before and still watch Succession live. So
are you watching Dexter? New Dexter?
I actually just found out that it was coming back yesterday, so I got to catch up on that, and I got to catch up on Big Mouth.
So it was like I was just like, what do I watch live, Dexter or Succession? It's like,
Nick Game,
the old the old show that like left me like
after last night.
Left off so bad, and it's been 10 years, and the new one, Succession, I'm all in, so I chose Succession, but don't have to make that decision anymore. The Knicks, though, tough choice for you.
Oh, God, that was brutal. I don't want to talk about that. Let's just talk about the French Dispatch. Nash, how's it going?
Yo, what's poppin', everybody?
Little weird edit there, going from Eternals to Succession talk to now the French Dispatch, but yeah, how's it going, man? How'd you like this movie?
Everything.
I love this movie. I was a big fan. I've only seen... all right, there we go.
Review. Eternals box office numbers.
U.S. weekend box office. How's Teddy's chest? No, sorry to cut you off there, Nash.
No, it's okay. I've only seen one other Wes Anderson movie.
Let me guess. Isle of Dogs?
Yes, that is correct. The movie was fantastic. I actually like the French Dispatch better than that.
Ooh.
I had it at like the mid-8s, like an 8.2, 8.3, if anyone cares about my rating. Yeah, I mean, I guess we'll get more into it, but yes, I enjoyed it very much so.
Yeah, so did I. It's a movie that somebody made this comment on Twitter a few weeks back that what's so cool about Wes Anderson is that everyone has a different favorite. So with me at this point, it's just another addition to the Wes Anderson filmography. You're going to get a lot of this similar style, obviously, the symmetrical visuals, but his movies look so good. I mean, he's made some of the best looking movies of the 21st century, and this was no different, and I like the way that it was structured, about the character that's played by Bill Murray, who started this magazine, and now they're memorializing him with 4 stories that are based on on real New Yorker stories. So, you can imagine Wes Anderson sitting back and reading The New Yorker and visualizing how he was going to direct this in the Wes Anderson whimsical, playful playbox that his films are. That's what it's like. It's like just taking a step into this man's imagination, and every time it's delightful, and this was no different.
Yeah, I definitely enjoyed the film.
Oh my God, he hated it.
It's not one of my favorite Wes Andersons. I don't know if it's like even, I don't know. It would probably be either mid-tier or towards the bottom, but that's like he's still like, I don't think he's made a bad movie, so it's hard to kind of.
No, you really do get a different answer for everyone's favorite.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, who I went with, they're both huge Wes Anderson fans, and they were debating like where this ranked.
It's so fun.
It wasn't one of their favorites though, but they.
See, I felt that way. It's definitely not my favorite. I felt that way with Isle of Dogs, where I was like, oh, okay. I don't love this one as much as the others, but it's still good.
Yeah, it was very, I guess, like I said, I'm not a big Wes Anderson guy, but the way that this movie was shot was very unique from anything else I've really ever seen. From, it gives you just a different aspect of like black and white to cartoon to beautiful shots, colors, all that stuff. Like it was all over the place, just kind of, bending all over. And the uniqueness of this movie was...
You know what I realized?
Very cool.
I've seen Adrian Brody more times this week than I think I have for the past decade.
And it's good. He's a good actor.
No, I do. It was session of this. Like,
so
when's the last
good.
time you've seen Adrian Brody like twice? Let alone like in a month or a year.
It's so funny too because
it's rare. It's like Brody's Comet, but it's just him acting in movies
and a show.
But I remember us talking on the podcast before. We're like, you guys are like, Brody needs a new like agent.
Yeah,
like
Brody needed a better agent after he got the Oscar.
I'm just gonna bring up Splice because I always do when we talk about Adrian Brody. Please watch that movie.
I'll put it on the list.
I mean, Wes Anderson gets such great performances out of his actors. That was my favorite story. The back and forth between Brody and Benicio del Toro's tortured artist.
That's the thing with anthologies.
So funny.
It's hard to like really, I don't know, critique it as a whole because it's like I definitely liked different stories more than the others. The Owen Wilson one you could throw out. That was like 2 minutes. Like I don't even know why that was part of it.
Nice little prologue.
Yes, but like I
It's
think
like a magazine.
they try to build it as like its own little
Tickled
thing,
your
but
fancy
it
a
was
little
barely even anything.
Yeah, a little foreplay. You don't like a little foreplay?
No spitting, no nothing like that.
Spitting, huh? That's what you do?
I don't think that there was that much of a discrepancy between the quality of the stories.
No.
We can debate which story we liked more, but I think that the overall structure of the movie does kind of capture what he was going for. What's the best way to memorialize a titan like this? And
Right.
you honor 4 of his best stories.
Right.
Obviously, it's all fake, but it's a lot of people have commented on this, that they kind of were a bit confused. That there is some
people walk
catch up
out.
because they give it to you all at the beginning. It's like, this is a guy, he had a magazine and he's dead now. Rip.
But I think like the Jeffrey Wright story and the Benicio del Toro one, I think worked well as shorts. I think the Timothée Chalamet one could have used like an actual movie.
A movie?
I think they tried to. That one was just a little bit too like. There wasn't enough there for me. Not enough there. Like they could have expanded on that a lot more, and I think it like kind of hurt that story because they had to cut it so short. But I think the first one or second one, whatever, and the last one were, I think, perfect, like little shorts. And like you said with Wes Anderson, he has that certain style he has, like, and I think it takes I don't think you can just any actor can just jump into a Wes Anderson role. I think that you have to play it in a certain way to make it really feel like part of his universe. And I think Jeffrey Wright did that wonderfully. He fit right in from that walking monologue that when he was explaining the setup of the story, going through the jail and everything, trying to find out where to go, and just the way he played that with that charisma and like style, I thought was like a perfect addition into kind of the Westverse. And also Tilda Swinton. I thought she was one
great.
of my favorite parts of the movie.
She's so good.
Kind of
like,
stole my point.
I think a lot of like it was such a big cast, and
I love the scene, dude.
Couldn't do, like some of the bigger names just didn't have anything to do. Like you wonder why were they even in the film?
It's fun,
right? But it's
it's also to your point. You know, some of these names to the casual fan, that just goes right over their head.
Right.
They see Christoph Waltz come in, and he's probably not even recognizable. maybe somebody says, "Oh, that's Hans Landa," the one cinephile in the crowd.
I mean, they got Saoirse Ronan just because of like.
But she was good in that moment. Yeah, I thought the look in her eyes was one of the most beautiful shots of the movie.
I know.
The conversation she has with the kid, it was so
Blue
sweet.
contacts in me, I could do that.
He's really good at just keeping true to his style, but tackling, mature themes and adult situations. Obviously, it's a kidnapping, but it becomes a cartoon, so he can find the fun and the joy. And you don't realize how violent and dark his movies actually are because they're so playful and they're so fun. But I wanted to mention the interaction between Brody and Benicio del Toro when the mob is about to break in, and he's like, "What should I do?" And he's like, "Lock the door." And they just all break through the window. That definitely was my favorite story out of all of them. Yeah, but I thought it is a huge cast, and I think the way that he moved around and balanced all their performances, I was impressed by it.
Yeah, as soon as I saw this cast, I was like, whether I'm a Wes Anderson fan or not, I'm just going to like this. It's an all-star cast. Even if they had little parts, I mean, my favorite actor of all time is in it, and he had a very small role.
Oh, Edward Norton, yeah.
Edward Norton, yes.
Well, he's in most of them, so.
Yeah. So, Wes Anderson movies?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Very nice. He was in
Isle
a
lot of the same company, yeah.
I think Jason Schwartzman gets, upset when you keep bringing in bigger and better talent than him.
He gets a writing credit. It's always, maybe Schwartzman's the real genius of it.
Remember me?
He writes them, yeah.
Hey, maybe I could just get a bigger part here.
I used to be the star. Remember Rushmore?
The good old days.
And Rushmore probably was best.
Remember Funny People? Schwartzman was in that.
Oh, yeah. He was the one that was banging Audrey Plaza, right? Was that him?
I think Seth Rogen was trying to, and then
he's the one that scooped in, right?
Yeah, he swoops in, yeah.
Yeah, he's like the arrogant, stand-up comedian or whatever, or he's in a sitcom or something like that.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Okay, I completely forgot that was him.
Pay his rent.
What was I going to... Oh, I was talking about it with Slick, and we were talking about, because I told him how much I liked the movie, and I told him the cast, and he's like, if they have such small parts, how much do you think that Wes Anderson paid these guys to just have, like Elizabeth Moss? What do you think she made?
Not much.
You think maybe she made like a cool mill to do that?
No way. You'd be surprised how actors are paid for certain movies. A cast like this, but you're coming into it knowing that you only have a week of work,
Okay.
So I imagine some of the actors who had more screen time, like Bill Murray probably got the Bill Murray paycheck. But I mean, you could look at the budget. Yeah, like Christoph Waltz, that's like a day of work, so they probably gave him like $50,000. Like, oh, show up for a day,
Oh, that's crazy.
But it's like he's become one of the bigger directors working today. It's a bit of an honor, I think, at this point, because the movies just keep getting bigger and bigger, and this kind of warranted the giant cast. So I think it's it's an opportunity, but it's also like a favor in a way.
Right.
Because of who he is. Not a favor, but it's like Jonah Hill taking what he took to be in Wolf of Wall Street. He was paid like $50,000 for a movie that big. If he was cast through the natural ways of casting actors, he probably would have made a few million. But he wanted the opportunity,
Right. By the way, Timothy Chalamet is on fucking fire, huh?
Yeah.
There's no... back to
Chalamet is just a casual weekend. For Brody, it's a big thing. Like two projects in 1 week.
Yeah.
Chalamet's like, I do that every year.
Yeah.
I didn't squeeze in A Beautiful Boy. He was very good in this.
Yeah, I agree with Aaron. I thought the second one was, or whatever, the middle one that Chalamet was in, was probably the worst out of all of them. But that's like saying, oh, okay, it was like Shaq, and we watched Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Hakeem Olajuwon.
I mean, Shaq's the most dominant big man of all time.
All right, well, okay, Wilt Chamberlain. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said. Well, pick your. You can't go wrong.
Him fixing the radio tower and him falling to his death. That's why Wes Anderson is so funny.
Yeah.
Because this kid is going through so much. He's trying to start a revolution. He's confused about, who he loves. Is he in love with this older woman or this girl who's a thorn in his side? So it was
she
sweet.
was fantastic.
She was
the most underrated actor in this movie.
The girl, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know who she is, but never seen her anything else.
And it's funny how he's speaking English and everyone around him is speaking French. Because that's our way in. It's Chalamet has to speak English. But he's one of the. Did you see that picture of him and Leo and Jennifer Lawrence on the set of Don't Look Up, whatever the movie is called.
He's going to be in that. Yeah, that's true.
He's on fucking fire.
So the passing of the torch there between Leo and Chalamet.
So just
See Bezos as a girl.
oh yeah,
Leo.
she was giving Leo that look, man.
Guy still got it, man.
Yeah, he's got his fastball. Always has.
You see Bezos' tweet?
What do you say?
He was going to throw him off a cliff.
Leo?
Yeah, go look on Bezos' Twitter feed.
Playfully?
Yeah,
Off a cliff?
it's playfully.
Oh, okay.
He's like posing by a sign. It's like Cliff Deadly. It's like, hey, Leo, I have something to show you. I go, oh, you loser.
That's definitely the meme of like the smiley face, but he's crying
Yeah,
behind it.
inside, yep.
Dude, the way she was into it, too.
Oh, my God. She was looking at
She
him
was
like
ready
he's
to risk it all for Leo.
right in front of Bezos,
That's
too.
a huge bag. I
Yeah.
don't know.
The cost benefit, she was probably just like, at this point, billions and a few $100 million. I'll be good regardless. I'm going with Leo.
Well, math wasn't your strong suit, huh?
I mean, all right, so obviously it's a big difference in money, but like, what is she going to get with billions rather than millions? Or you, for that instance?
Leo, man, $100
You
million.
wouldn't be fine with Leo money? That's worth more than $100 million.
I'd be quite fine with 100.
No, clearly clearly she's all right either way.
Yes, I'm saying I would be fine with Leo and like
But I think she's making a
$500 million
grave mistake.
Bezos.
I think she's like, you're just bad at math. She's just thinking with below the belt.
I'm doing both. With Leo, I get enough money,
Maybe it's
and I'm with
personality.
Leo. Bezos, I'm with a fucking full weirdo. And okay, yeah, maybe some.
Maybe he takes over the world one
billions
day.
are-
Right?
That's fine, but you're gonna be miserable.
It's basically you have access to a GDP of a small country when you're with Bezos.
Yeah, and Leo will probably leave you in like 2 years for someone
Yeah,
younger.
he's gonna give you a gift
Yeah.
basket. He's gonna give you a Bitcoin. All right, let's move on to U.S. weekend box office. Why don't
Oh,
we?
I just want to, just real quick, who was your favorite actor, actress in this movie?
Benicio del Toro.
Del Toro.
Yeah, me too.
So fucking
Him or
funny.
Jeffrey Wright?
And Leah Sedell. Damn. I wish she had me on watch.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
I'm
can't paint or do anything artistic. She'd just hate me. All right, U.S. weekend
don't
box
wanna-
office. Let's move on here. We have number one coming in strong. This is good for Teddy. Eternals.
Maybe.
$71 million domestically. International total, 161.
Good for Teddy. Those are light numbers.
Number two, Dune, coming in with $7 million. 7.6 exactly. Domestic total, 83. International, 330. Number three, No Time to Die, came in with $6 million. Domestic total 143. International total 667. Number four, Venom: Let There Be Carnage, coming in with 4.4 million. Domestic total 197. International 424. Talk about that's a success in today's world. And Ron's Gone Wrong, the Disney sleeper that they are not promoting, came in with 3.6 million for a domestic total of 17.
What is this?
Ron's Gone Wrong is an animated kids movie that Disney acquired after they purchased 20th Century Fox. But it's a movie that they haven't promoted whatsoever, but it's making decent money, and apparently it's okay.
Never even heard of it, so
Yeah,
good for them to make numbers like that.
That's what Disney be doing with these new properties. So yeah, Eternals won the box office. It's weird trying to like talk about like if it's a success, if it's not. Obviously, you got to compare it to what has came post pandemic, and
71's a big number, man.
compared to that, it's good. I think it's up there in terms of the weekend openings for the year, but compared to past years, it's not really, it's hard to compare because it's definitely below that. So
It's a shortened season, bro.
yeah,
That's basically what it's like.
it's, like you said, it's not, you said it's good for Teddy or bad for Teddy? So I think it's performing lower than expectations, which is bad for
Well,
Teddy.
what was Shang-Chi doing at this time? Shang-Chi didn't open
it
to
had Labor
71.
Day too.
Right.
No, it opened, I think it's 75.
Really?
Yeah.
Fact check that.
No.
Okay. Well, that's pretty solid for Teddy if it's on pace with Shang-Chi. Like we said, we have weeks to go. We have months to go here. So we will see who will be getting waxed. You know about that, Nash?
Excuse me?
They have a box office bet. So if Shang-Chi makes the most, Teddy gets waxed. If Eternals makes the most, Aaron gets waxed.
Like our body hair.
It hurts so bad.
I know.
Don't do it.
It's
I-
a
I've
double
been
entendre.
waxed before.
Oh,
Don't
yeah.
do it. I got my back
They
waxed.
made the bet. The
Why'd
bet's in.
you do it?
I got a
Shits
hairy
and-
back.
shits and
My-
grits?
I have a hairy lower back. It's like a Wolverine.
So why don't you shave it?
Well, how am I going to reach every time? It's such a pain in the ass. So I got it
Someone else
waxed.
do it
but
for you.
You want to do it for me? Wax my back or shave my back for me.
You never
It's
asked.
Well, would you if I asked?
No.
Okay.
That's why relationships are important.
yeah.
No Time to Die,
You know what
man.
low-key is the best? Having someone, like, just to get one of your back pimples.
Yeah, No Time to Die, man. International
You can't reach.
667
It's like, I'll just
worldwide.
fucking pop this.
That's a big ass number.
75 for the weekend, but with Labor Day 94.
So it's 94. I mean,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. You act like we're gonna asterisk these numbers, like we weren't gonna count the 94 because it was Labor Day weekend.
Well, it's a Monday, so they
Right,
have that
but
extra.
it doesn't matter. I mean, the money's already been made.
I know. I'm just
But,
saying.
you know,
Also, that carries over
why are you
into the
burying
weekend numbers?
lead? You're like, but with Monday.
Trying to be objective here, fair. I think Teddy's still going to lose, but
Right, no, you had you benefited from the Labor Day weekend start, but that's just how it played out. You know, it sucks for Ted. Ted's got to hope that
oh, by the way,
71
congratulations,
with
Ted.
no. Oh yeah, well, should we wait for Ted to announce that, or
I already did it on Instagram.
Yeah, he did it on Instagram.
not everybody follows? I mean, yeah, Ted's leaving the podcast. No, he's having a baby. Look at that.
Ted's dying. Congratulations.
Oh, if only we can get so lucky.
No,
So
there's going to be more of them actually.
so now, that thing is gonna come out like this. Even as a girl too. What the
No,
fuck
that
was
kid's
this?
going to come out like fully conscious, just super genius.
So Teddy's basically gonna have a young Sheldon. Is that what we're talking about here?
Yeah, exactly.
God.
I feel like we're being disrespectful for Elena that this baby's just going to take over Teddy's personality. So.
No, we're saying the baby's going to be smart.
Oh,
Yeah.
You guys are saying that.
Oh, yeah. We're going for dumb baby.
You know what? I'll take my chances.
No, I don't feel good talking shit about Teddy's unborn baby.
Yeah, I thought you guys were like going to bring this up to say congratulations, but let's just move on to the
it's
next
cool.
story.
No,
here.
congratulations, Teddy. I hope you're happy.
I just want to know real quick the waxing thing. I mean, Teddy has like 6 hairs on his body. It's not
His
you
back?
Yeah, he doesn't have a hairy back at all. You're getting gypped out of this. You might want to reiterate this. Make him get his tongue pierced or something.
I may have thought, you're the hairy one.
Yeah, I'm extremely hairy.
For some reason, I just thought Teddy was hairy. He seems hairy, no?
No, he has like 3 chest hairs.
Oh, this is no fun.
Look at Teddy. You've never seen. I mean,
No, when do I see Teddy with his shirt off? I just assume he was a hairy man. He did say he was, and he picked up his shirt, but his arms are hairy, and he's got to do his arms also.
yeah, well, because you're like mid-tier hairy. Because that's gonna hurt. You're in trouble. I think you're underestimating how it, bro. It hurts very bad.
Well, it wasn't like a bet to like, oh, whoever loses can go, skipping some dandelions. He wanted some steaks here.
Yeah, but that's, you know what? It kind of plays well to him because now he's like skinny and jacked. So now waxing is going to make his muscles pop out even more. I know, I'm fucking on to you, bro.
I could just
know
shave.
what you're doing. Yeah, but waxing, the hair comes back longer. The hair might be removed permanently sometimes, I'm on to you. Oh, no, you don't.
Okay.
Oh, no, you don't.
You two are like Roy siblings, the way that you guys look for motives. You guys are Kendall and Roman.
That's awesome. Could I be Roman?
Sure, go jerk off in the bathroom.
We were already talking about
Why?
the movie theater, so.
You got Jerry. You got the best girls.
Yeah, she's bad. All right, I guess we can go on to the next subject. I just want to know about the whole. I'm on to you. Though,
I'd follow her to the gates of hell. All right,
Jerry?
talk about gates of hell, women that I'd follow. Anna
Sherry's
de
going to
Armas.
heaven. Sherry's a saint.
Well, she's going to hell to help God do some stuff. Anna de Armas is going to star in John Wick's spinoff Ballerina. This
God
is
calls
cool
her up
news.
to heaven just so he can get some, so she can just talk shit to him while he's in the bathroom.
Right.
God's down bad like that.
Well, I imagine the God and devil have problems.
God hasn't had sex since Mary.
And even then, he didn't even put it in, right?
No. Has God ever came?
I don't think so.
I don't think so, big man.
Or is that a thunderstorm? Is that why we get thunderstorms?
No, he's bowling.
Okay.
Boring ass God. Yeah, Anna de Armas. Look at this John Wick spinoff.
I love it. I absolutely love it. I think that's a perfect fit for like a female James Bond.
Her action sequence was one of the best scenes of No Time to Die. She doesn't have much screen time, but she was kicking ass. She was hot, looking good while doing it. I mean, and the John Wick, obviously, it's action oriented. They're not spies; they are assassins. It's a bit grittier,
Oh, I'm sorry.
She's gonna get
She was
down
in
the-
Bonds, but not
Yes, I
John
said
Wick's
James
been-
Bond. I meant to say a female John Wick.
Okay.
Excuse me, I said James Bond.
And people, when the Charlize Theron project, I can't even remember the
Atomic
name
Blonde?
of it. Atomic
Yeah.
Blonde came out. People were saying, "Oh, is this connected? Is this the same universe?" Because it was the same director, but then they set it like 30 years in the past. So, I mean, down the road, maybe we can get a John Wick and a Armas team-up movie. Because those ballerinas, that organization that he was working for, those Russians, they were brutal.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not only the way that they kill people, but the way that they were training those ballerinas. It's a tough job.
Ballerinas in general, not even take the assassin out of it, like just the
Unforgiving.
Dude, you ever see like how they stand on their feet like that?
On their toes.
You ever see their
Crazy.
feet?
Yeah. You ever see LeBron's feet?
Nice. I don't know if that's real.
I think it is.
It's pretty
What,
disgusting.
their toes are like indented in, right?
Yeah, because of just the shoes they wear. And LeBron has the same thing too, because he ties his shoes up so tight after all these years and just on them, and they just got distorted.
He got that footwork too, though.
You know what it is with LeBron though, real quick? He's got some duck feet when he runs. You see that?
Yeah. He walks like he does the duck walk. For some
He's
reason.
got the duck walk. His feet are like spread out, and then he does that.
And he's
stupid,
always doing this.
Yeah, he's doing that, and then he'll look down with the three. But when he
Winning
takes-
championships.
yeah, no big deal.
Coming to the Knicks.
Just the GOAT.
He's always doing that.
He's always just being GOAT.
But there was also like a culty vibe to that organization
Right, and I
that
think
he
like,
goes out and hides with. So Angelica Houston, I think, was the leader. She's the one that gives him passage. So I'd like to see her come back too.
do you think like John Wick? Obviously, I think it's one of the better action franchises of the past decade, and just the type of movie it is. It's the way the franchise has progressed. It hasn't gotten old. It kind of honestly just keeps getting better. And the first one was just so good, so it's kind of hard to believe that. And I think the most like intriguing thing about that world is just these organizations and the different setups. And we're gonna get a lot more into, I guess, this world because they're doing a television series with these spin-off movies as well. So like there's a lot to dive into. And I think that's how you keep it fresh because, 4 movies in, 8 years?
Yeah.
Like they're pumping these out. And, it has yet to become stale, but I think if you keep that pace, and I don't know if Keanu Reeves is going to keep that pace up, I think it's a smart thing to do is trying to kind of branch out a little and get into different aspects of this world.
A little disappointing is that Len Wiseman is attached to direct it. I mean, he's known for the Underworld movies with Kate Beckinsale, and those movies suck. Let's not put it lightly. They're pretty terrible. But maybe coming into this universe when an aesthetic has been established, directors have shown in the past that they're able to adapt. So it's like when Winter Soldier came out and they changed Cap's fighting style. Whedon kept that in Age of Ultron. So maybe Len Wiseman will be able... I mean, he's got the history, obviously, with women kicking ass in action movies, but those movies aren't good. But maybe, like I said, stepping into this world, we'll get a better version of his Underworld movies.
My house was a big Underworld house growing up. I don't know why. My fucking parents love that movie.
My
those
cousin
movies.
Albie loves those movies because of Kate Beckinsale. People just love Kate Beckinsale.
Yeah, for good reason.
I saw some videos of Ana de Armas. No, not of. What are you looking at?
No, okay. What type
No,
of videos?
I saw some videos of her.
Some deepfakes?
No,
Okay.
deep. I wish.
This is a unusually horny pod today. I just want to throw that out there.
It's all right.
It's you.
Me?
Yeah. Come in and just...
I bring the energy. I don't know
Bring
what to
your
tell you. I have
horny.
that sexual. Yeah, I have that sexual aura about me.
What do they call them? Like,
Sexual deviance. Is that the direction?
I think I was looking for pheromones, but yeah, you are a sexual deviant.
Okay. Well, no, I just saw a video of her like training, kind of like the fighting styles and stuff. And
Oh, yeah.
she looks very
She
like
looks good in it.
fluent. Yeah,
Yeah.
she looks like fluent. Maybe like it doesn't look forced or it doesn't look awkward. So I think it's a great choice.
Her character in James Bond is very cute because she's like an agent. It's her first day on the job. So she's all nervous about what they're doing. And James Bond being the old veteran. And there's times when he thinks that she's trying to flirt with him, and it's just because she's fucking nervous about the job. But she's a great talent. And I think this is a nice avenue for her and for the franchise.
Yeah, she's been kind of blowing up lately too. Just like... I think not even just in the amount of movies, just her stardom, and just has been rising pretty steadily ever since probably like Blade Runner 2049. I don't think she was a big name then, but from that point to now, she's grown exponentially. And I think...
she was Miles Teller's girlfriend in War Dogs. That's where I was introduced to her.
And
me too.
I was like, I would do this for her. I would commit these crimes.
Yes.
And like, she's done different kinds of roles too. It really kind of,
she's got Marilyn Monroe coming out.
Yeah, I've heard. That's Netflix, right?
I think so.
But
she's
even
hot.
like with,
yeah, you did all these words just to say that she's hot.
No, just saying like
just say that she's hot, man.
It's okay. I think she'll appreciate it if you say that she's sexy.
No, I think she's hideous.
I really wish she would call me Joe.
I'm saying like a lot of different roles, and she's like kind of established herself as an actor who can pretty much step into any kind of genre and be successful and put on a good performance.
Oh yeah, I'm excited for this. I'm also excited for this actor's new role. Ryan Gosling has been tapped to play Ken in the Barbie movie that is starring Margot Robbie and being directed by Greta Gerwig. So, to me, it's all about the team. Margot Robbie, Greta Gerwig. Margot Robbie as a producer has been fantastic over the years since she's become like an A-list talent. But if Greta Gerwig is attaching herself to this, it's because she has a funny and unique idea. And there's an avenue here to do something funny and cool with the character of Barbie. Like, what does Barbie mean to the world? It's such an iconic presence in our pop culture.
Yeah.
The obsession, the fashion, the ideal woman, all of these different ideas that can be tackled by a filmmaker who's proven to be, Greta Gerwig, she's only 2 movies in, or she may have another before Lady Bird, but damn, like that's quite the start, And this is more of a change, This could be, like I said, it could be a satirical comedy.
Noah Baumbach did Frances Ha, right? And then
yes, yeah. Well, and he's actually a co-writer on this Barbie movie. So
yeah, when I was reading up on this, it was just so ironic that they got Ryan Gosling to play one of the most quote unquote handsome men when he was casted into The Notebook because of his looks, because they wanted somebody that looked like a realistic, not a good-looking guy. It was realistic.
I still don't believe that.
I truly think that the director was trying to just put him down. I think
it's so funny.
It doesn't make sense.
Just jealous.
Yeah.
He's like, we needed like an average, like good-looking,
someone
handsome.
Like me. Someone who looks like me. The everyman.
Yeah.
A 7.
You. What's your name?
Ryan?
Gosling?
All right.
Okay, yeah.
I guess we'll give
Perfect.
you a try, But yeah, when I saw that, I was like, how like he's come
too ugly. It's like literally Star-Lord and Thor in Infinity War. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, he's come very far.
Right.
Like that's how do you go from being casted because you're not very good looking to playing the American iconic Ken with the famous beautiful Barbie,
But he's also someone like sorry to interrupt you, Aaron, like
I was
Leo,
going off track anyway.
where when he picks a movie, Leo had a run where it was every movie he was in was good. And Ryan Gosling's the same
Very
thing.
picky, yeah.
Every time he picks a role, it ends up being a good movie. Barbie, you hear Barbie and you're thinking, okay, this sounds like a cash grab. But it's the people who are involved that get you excited, that this could potentially be something unique in a world of
This is going to be live action, or is this going to be like...
Live action.
This is going to be live action.
No, they're going to be Barbieing and Kenning it up. And Ken is such a doofy-ass character, like Michael Keaton's Ken in Toy Story. I hope it's like that.
Yeah.
He's just Barbie's simp,
He should be like a himbo.
Yeah.
Walking around looking hot, just air for brains.
Right, like maybe Hemsworth and Ghostbusters.
Yeah. It is, I wonder, it's an interesting movie. But like you said,
Ghostbusters?
No, it's like at least the people involved makes me think it's going to be great and something totally unexpected.
This could be like a comedy classic. I really think it could be an under the radar, kind of comes out of nowhere, because people aren't suspecting this to be anything other than a fucking stupid ass Barbie movie.
Anyone live a better life than Barbie, hypothetically? Barbie beach house, Barbie snow house, Barbie, all the other houses. Just like a new set for everything. Which is really terrible, the way they kind of prey on kids like that. So, you got to get the new Barbie set.
That's what they can, in the movie, they can tackle that. Critique on capitalism.
What if this is just like a marketing maneuver disguised as an art house film? It's like, who can we get to direct this and act in it so, to make us less suspicious?
That would make me even more impressed by the movie. That's art.
That's beautiful, right there.
Marketing is art. That would be a piece of art.
That and setting such high expectations on young girls to be beautiful when they're, I mean, it's fake. It's fake. It's plastic. You know,
we must overthrow the culture of that silences women.
Yes.
You guys are Kendall Roying it right now.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I'm coming fresh off the Succession episode, so it's like, it's just coming unconsciously. But yeah, this sounds like a cute little fun idea. I'm
Yes.
all in on it because Gosling's the man, and Margot Robbie looks like she'll be perfect for the part. She is the modern
She's
day.
another one. Greta Gerwig's going to be like, I wanted a Barbie who everyone could relate to. Not so beautiful.
I was just thinking, I was talking to someone, and she was like, it's like, who do you find, like, who do you think are, like, your most attractive people? And I was like, Henry Cavill. And she's like, she didn't really know who she was, so I put up a picture of Henry Cavill. I'm like, look, like, this is Henry Cavill. Like, it's fucking gorgeous. She's like, doesn't do it for me. And in my mind, I was just like, if that doesn't work for anybody, like, what chance do we have?
But I think
That there are people out there that see Henry Cavill and are just like, that's fine.
Everybody has their own cup of tea, Aaron.
Right, and you're also like...
You're not drinking that tea?
Henry Cavill? No, I'm better looking than him.
Jesus Christ.
You're approaching it where you're trying to prove that he is hot, so naturally I think the person wants to be skeptical. And also a picture, you're never going to appreciate someone's hotness just by
Not a great picture.
He's also like, I could see how, like, he's a beefcake, Like, not everybody loves the beefcake, the traditional beefcake.
There's all different kind of angles,
Like, some people think Chalamet looks like he's malnourished, and other people are into that.
Malnourished. He really does.
Both sides think he's malnourished, but some people just like it, others don't.
No, he needs to eat.
He needs a milkshake.
I was cracking up the whole time. I can't believe I didn't bring this up when he said that he was embarrassed of his new muscles in the French Dispatch the whole time. He said that 3 or 4 times.
Hilarious.
I forgot to bring that up. That was probably one of the funniest running jokes of the movie.
By the way, it is fucking pissing me off that it's dark right now.
Oh, you're one of those
I
guys?
just looked out the window and I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah.
I saw a Squid Game challenge. It was like, try not to complain about it being dark at 5 p.m. for the next 6 months.
Yeah. And the guy just looked so shook.
I made it 2 days.
Yeah, no, it sucks. It's a dumb thing that we do here.
Add it to like fucking...
It's Ben Frank's fault, right?
Is it?
I think he was the one who suggested this. I think he did it as a joke, and then everyone was like, oh, if Ben Frank's saying it, we got to do it.
Smart guy. I'll do it.
Do it.
But this is like...
He just literally went down the bottom of my list of the Founding Fathers.
He knocked it
maybe
down?
not the bottom. Hold on, I'll take that back. Mid-tier.
He's the Eternals of the
There's
Founding
definitely
Fathers.
been worse.
This might be worse, though, because this is like forever. You know what I'm saying?
We'll change this one day. I think
it should be changed already.
There's been a lot of growing talk about that.
They really should like get on
stupid.
it now.
Yeah, it's stupid.
Because
but they're saying that maybe we shouldn't even have time zones.
Just
even
all
have
one
time.
time, right?
We're all fucking slaves to the clock. Let's get rid of it.
Does anyone
Everyone
even
do their
know
own
what
thing.
time it really is? We don't know.
All right, final story here.
How can
Vin
time
Diesel.
be real if clocks aren't?
Vin Diesel makes, what was that, a Jaden
Clocks
Smith
come
quote?
out and I can't be saved.
Vin Diesel has made a public plea to Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson to return to the Fast and Furious franchise for Fast 10. Obviously,
On the moon.
we
I think
know
that's what
that
Salvador Dali was trying to say with his piece.
the famous
The melting of
feud
clocks. We
between
don't need time.
Vin Diesel, yes, and The Rock. Obviously, they've been feuding back and forth for years. For a long time, we didn't know who The Rock was referencing when he made that first post about candy asses on the set of Fast and Furious 8. It was about Diesel. The funniest thing here is that Vin Diesel loves himself. So he truly thinks of himself as one of the great performance artists of the 21st century.
No,
so like
he
the way he talks about The Rock, like calling him little brother, a few months ago saying I had to teach him how to act while he joined the family. He's being so dead ass. Like, I had to teach The Rock, Vin Diesel, I had to teach him how to act.
He wrote this like he was pleading like a country to join in like on a treaty that's going to save millions of lives.
The United Nations.
This is,
Yeah.
Well, he says at the end, fulfill your destiny.
Yes.
Who the fuck does Vin Diesel really think he is?
He thinks he's that guy, dude.
This is like one of the...
You can make a few adjustments to this and be like, oh, this is the letter we sent to Russia during the Cold War to try to settle this whole nuclear arms race.
Yeah, talking
Yeah,
about
like,
like
oh, yeah.
founding fathers. Like, he thinks that he fucking invented the clock.
It's like we need you. It's like you being in the final Fast and Furious movie is going to save the world.
This is the last one they're doing?
No. Absolutely not.
God, I hope it is.
Well, he's living off of this franchise. This is the claim to fame. And listen, I've been public about my support for the franchise
Vin Diesel?
in the past, and for Vin Diesel. But once this franchise ends, that's kind of it for Vin Diesel. I mean, that happens.
So let's just get this over with.
You think so?
But that's why I don't think that they're
anymore.
ever going to end, because it's the whole.
It's like a horse that broke a leg. Time to take him behind the bar.
Yeah, you know what? He's supposed to be dog food at this
He's
point.
still racing for some reason. We don't know why. Always coming in last.
Well, I'll tell you what. I will take the shotgun to Fast and Furious and absolutely light it
Well,
up.
Fast and Furious 8, the movie where they were beefing with each other, it is so awkward how they barely share any screen time together. Like, it's clear that there's problems because they're never on screen at the same time. So they had to, like, I imagine the amount of scenes that they had to change where it's like Dom and Hobbs couldn't even be next to each other. But there's no way The Rock comes back to this franchise. First of all, I don't think he has to. He was the best part of the franchise when he came in for 5.
The Rock is just like significantly a bigger star than he is.
Right.
But in Vin Diesel's mind, he thinks the real world is like he thinks Fast and the Furious is the real world, where he's Dom Toretto, king of the world.
He thinks he's
He does.
Yeah.
And I love it. I love it.
I know. I love it too. I love
He
the
made
hubris.
a song. Remember that? Remember the song he made?
Yeah.
To be fair,
And
so
it
did
was
The Rock.
fucking good. It was a good song. It's still in my rotation.
I hate you.
Why?
Because stop encouraging someone that's mentally. I mean, he's got a problem. He thinks he's Dom in real life. You said it yourself.
Let him be Dom.
He's taken Fast and Furious as like method acting when it's just it doesn't have
He's
to be.
taking everything.
Dude, the back of my head is tingling right now from the cringe that I think of a Vin Diesel in this franchise that should have, like I said, took a shotgun to it already and turned it into dog food.
All right, fan questions. We'll take some quick ones.
This is the first time I've taken in a very long time. I'm excited. Have they gotten any better?
That's for the fan to decide.
People, you call up to the show, you better be ready. That's what you're supposed to do. Sitting there arguing and you're trying to spell your name and all of this other stuff. It's not your show, it's my show. I'm giving you the opportunity to speak your mind. Don't call up here unless you got something to say.
Let's see. Jay Cuds, number 1.
We could talk about Vin Diesel after, right?
Yeah, hold your Vin Diesel load for a
I had a
bit.
very dark joke, but
Jay Cuds, number 1. Top 3 Denis Villeneuve films. Denis Villeneuve films.
top how many?
Top 3.
Arrival, Blade Runner 2049, and that's tough. 3's tough. Dune? Sicario? Incendies?
You just can't name them all.
I'll go.
Blade Runner 2049, Incendies, Arrival.
Yeah.
I'll just go Dune.
You haven't seen any of the other ones?
Have you
I saw
seen
Blade Runner.
Prisoners?
No.
I feel like you would love Prisoners.
I'll watch it.
Did you guys see The Guilty with Jake Gyllenhaal?
Not yet.
It was all right.
It's on Netflix, right?
It's a remake, though.
That's the one that he's
Yeah,
the
it's
dispatcher?
the dispatch.
I heard it was terrible.
Divisive. Yeah, it was. I liked it more than most.
Okay.
He's just so fucking good.
Yeah, he is a great
Where
actor.
he could sit behind a desk and operate a dispatch, and I'm like, this guy's going through it, man. He's going through. He's got some demons.
Yeah, I mean, I'll give it a Prisoners, you said?
Yes.
Okay.
You would love Prisoners.
All right, I'll give it a go.
You seen Sicario?
I have.
Oh yeah, that's another.
Yeah.
On
Big Daddy
Netflix?
D.
Or like, did you actually watch
I think
it?
I saw it on like regular TV.
Yeah.
That's
So-
that's the way you're supposed to watch it.
Okay.
Supposed to watch it with the commercial breaks.
Yeah. So, but I guess out of all, I like Blade Runner actually better than Dune, but
Ooh. Well, so do I. This question here from Dev MD 96. Yeah, I don't know why I oohed that. Do you think Succession has fallen off a bit compared to seasons 1 and 2?
hell no.
No, not at all.
No.
I think it's going full steam ahead.
Falling up.
Whoa.
Or falling on.
Going,
Going up.
yeah.
No, I don't think so. I think it's literally been...
It's like gas prices.
The
just
fuck
going up.
was that?
I don't know. I'm just trying to think of the opposite of falling off. Do you change the off part or find the opposite of falling? You know, which one makes it up?
You can't not change. There's no opposite of falling off. That's gravity.
True.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
really like,
Yeah.
that's determinism right there, right? Like,
See, now I'm starting to get a panic attack.
this guy Nash is like, my life is a loop.
Yeah.
No, I think it's just been like steady greatness.
Who are we talking about?
Succession?
Oh, right.
Succession,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, definitely. This question here from MAZZACAC.
Yo.
Thoughts on Twin Peaks?
I mean, I'm coming fresh. I'm on a Twin Peaks marathon right now, and that show is like a soap opera on meth and Adderall and Ritalin, and I can't get enough of it. It's like the most unique, craziest, bonkers show I've ever seen. It's awesome. It's right up my alley, and I want to apologize to both of you. When you guys told me to watch it back when you did, I didn't do it, and I'm sorry.
It's big of you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's incredible. I'm kind of envious because you get to see a lot of it for the first time, but
Yeah.
it's a show that like I was you once, like just watching it for the first time, just being like fucking enthralled with it, and just I don't know. It's such a for its time too. I think it holds up so well, and it's just so. It's like I don't know. It hits so many different beats. Like it's fucking dramatic. It's scary. It's campy. It's just like. It's unique to anything I think anything else ever like on TV as a series, and yeah, it just gets like better from here.
And the pairs in the show
So
are
once you
like
make it
any
through
other
that
show.
lull in season 2, I think season 2 ends phenomenally, and season 3 is just a whole different world.
I'm worried about your coop.
What a show.
I'm going to be Log Lady for Halloween next year, by the way. So, go on.
Love me some Log Lady.
Will you guys talk to my log?
Well, you have to talk to the log, tell us what it's saying.
Yeah, but when I ask, would you like to ask it a question?
That's my log a question.
Yeah.
Let's see how many places you get
There's
kicked out.
there's a Log Lady Funko Pop I almost bought.
Oh,
Really?
you should have.
I know.
You should have.
Oh, you missed the boat on that one, pal.
This question here from D Rubs. Team Logan or Team Kendall, or better yet, Team Greg?
I mean, yeah, Team Greg.
Well, what was great about, I mean, I guess we'll get together to review that episode soon. Drop that this week. But I loved how they were forced to work together, you know? At the end of the day, Sandy and Stewie are fucking coming.
Yeah.
The way that they've used Sandy and Stewie this season, they're just on the outskirts. That one shot of Sandy or Stewie and
Yeah.
Josh celebrating on the tarmac. We're just greeting each other.
They're lurking in the grass, man.
Yeah, they're
coming.
just fucking.
They're fucking coming.
They're ready. So right now it's like, okay, by default, just naturally, I'm Team Kendall at this point.
Right, but I'm kind of like...
And also, I feel like, Shiv, you're such a dummy. Like, bozo, you got fooled again.
Yeah.
You.
She's
bum.
like a laughing stock so far. And it's so funny, too, because she's like the laughing stock, and now, like, Tom is just getting bitched out by her. So, like, Tom, I mean, you could see Tom just breaking down now. He's just losing his mind. Picking the prison that he wants to go to. And
Yeah, I'm Team Greg and Tom at my very core.
the story that he tells about that, like, the bro. Oh, my God.
I just
so
want them to
fucking
get out of this clean. Tom, it's not looking so good, but yeah.
No. Yeah, no, I'm Team Kendall. Just because I think that was... Oh, but I love Logan so much, man. He might be the best character in TV history.
Logan is the
I'm not
GOAT.
even kidding.
Like, I'm Team... I just think the show is better with Logan. Like, in... like control, and when he's kind of just flexing on people, like it's just I don't know, it just makes for better entertainment. So in that sense, I mean, obviously Kendall. So I had my problems with Kendall, not like in terms of the character and how he's written, but like just within that realm of the show leading up to this episode. But I thought he had a great episode, so yeah, he's definitely the better option. But they both still kind of suck.
Yeah, they're both terrible people, but I mean,
What?
hi, doggy.
Why are they so angry?
All right, the dogs want us to wrap this up. So, guys, that was the final question. Thank you for joining me on this edition of the Nerd Soup Podcast. And yeah, good show. Good episode, I think.
Yeah, I thought it was all right.
It's a weird one.
Weird one.
Yeah, it was very...
This is one like you have fun listening to it, but then you're like, all right, let's
Oh, this is
let's go back to like the old show.
Nerd Chowder.
Ugh.
I like that.
It's not Nerd. Yeah, of course. I
like
knew
that.
you would like it.
I'd slurp on that.
Damn, we were making some good points in that video. Hey guys, Aaron and Nerd Soup Monkey here. Before we end this video, I want to give a quick shout out to our Patreon supporters. What can I say about you guys that I haven't already said about myself? You are the most important part of the channel and the main reason we keep going strong. Like Bo says, you keep the lights on in the fridge so the fridge is full. Or something like that. So, from everyone here at Nerd Soup, I'd like to thank you guys for your continued support. If you're interested in joining the ranks of our Patreon supporters, head over to patreon.com/nerdsoup and check out the rewards we offer to our patrons. We recently dropped some new stickers for you guys to check out, or you could choose a tier that will allow you to select a movie, show, or video game for us to review. We've got a full slate of fan-suggested reviews coming your way, and we're really excited about the chance to review some of those movies and shows. We've also got t-shirts, mugs, behind-the-scenes videos showing how we bring our videos to life. And once again, thank you to all our Patreon pledgers who have been supporting us throughout the years. Without you, we wouldn't be able to convert all your pledges into cryptocurrency, so thank you from my future self for making us rich.